Why MJF's theme music? Because he's my scumbag. What's going on, guys? I appreciate those of you hanging out, waiting for the stream to start. Those of you watching replay, though, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on all notifications. So when we do these live chats, you can take part right along with us. So I was originally, some of you that were here yesterday in the live stream, was originally going to wear Brioni Eau de Parfum. Was going to wear this the next day. Decided to go with F. Parfum from Fragrance World instead. I keep wearing this one, guys. It's so good because I'm a Wila Parfum guy. Love Wila Parfum. It's my favorite version. This is a dead ringer for it. It's a little bit spicier, a little bit creamier in the dry down, but dead ringer for it. Performs about what and what. It's $29. I just, not that it factors in the price even matters for me because I have both the original and this, but I keep reaching for it over actual Y. Why? I don't know. I keep doing it. It's that good. And it's rare for a designer clone for me to just keep going back to it. It's one of my favorite clones. Might even be my favorite clone right now because it's the one I just keep going back to every week and a half. You'll see it pop up in the rotation. F. Parfum from Fragrance World. A little soft clap. They did a good job. So let's see who's wearing what in the chat. Adam, always racing to be first. CK1 Shock, his hat of the day is a 47 cleanup slate navy Cowboys alternate logo. So is that the retro logo, I'm assuming? Hit that like and let's have a good one. Yeah, I went with the City Connect, wearing the 45s. So I was very torn because the Saints are playing today too, Thursday night game. And I was like, I haven't been wearing a lot of Astros gear. I wear Saints stuff half the week. I've been wearing a bunch of other baseball teams. Let me rep my Stros today. So that's why I decided to get, and I wanted the rock and on field, no customs. Because I just got a custom that's back for those of you who didn't see it with the City Connect logo. Whew, wow, it's amazing. Please go check that video out. I don't know when I'm going to wear it soon for you to see it on this channel, but this logo, sunburst colorway with graphite gray, it's amazing. But anyways, I decided to go Stros today. So got to talk hats with my guy. Adam always starts it off talking about his hat of the day. So I appreciate you, my man. CJ, good to see you. Alhambra Kismet. Scott, welcome. Good to see you as always. Juju's wearing Dolce & Gabbana Intenso. All right. Trey, how are you? H24 EDP. Excellent choice, my man. I haven't reached for that one in a while. It has been a little while. YSLY EDT wearing something in the Y line as well. Good to see you. Noah's in the house. I'm surprised you're not wearing Victory Elixir again today. Wearing the Rolly Woods. First Instinct Extreme. Hope your week has been well. It absolutely has. I can't complain. It's been a pretty good week so far. Just finished. I got my first order from Fragrance Buy-In. Had a little time to kill before this, so I filmed that and then went wash all 7 fragrances off my arms just in case. So for those of you that didn't know, because remember I've been telling you, you're going to see a flood of Hawas Ice content. And I saw Kuba posted a link, made a post in his IG. So I commented, I said, and so the race begins. Everybody's going to be running like madmen to get their video out. That's hilarious. I'm not rushing. It didn't get here yet. It's supposedly out for delivery. I'm going to start testing right away. And in the next couple of days, I'll put a full review out. I'm going to make my video count. No first impression for me with that. I'm going to spend a little time with it first and give a pretty full evaluation is my plan. Because I know somebody's going to ask in this chat. Not everybody's going to see this portion. But that's my plan with Hawas Ice when it gets here. I'm going to spend, a couple of days with it. Then I'll do my, so maybe this weekend I'll have my video out for anybody that cares about my opinion. Anyways, but go check out Angel's video. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining. Good to see John. DJ's in the house. Evening Mystique. I need a new bottle soon. There's still some available, my man. We still have a few available for you. Glad you're enjoying it though, to where you're knocking down that bottle. It's a big bottle. DJ Sense in the house. I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Life is good. Life's too good to complain about little shit, little petty stuff. So, Rosqua Ascenziali Blue. There you go. That's a nice play on words. For those of you that didn't figure it out, Aqua Ascenziali Blue for Ferragamo. Dior Homme 2020 for Corey. Kevin's wearing Intenso. I thought you already put that. Or was that somebody else? That was somebody else wearing it. Okay, we got twins going on here with the Intenso. What's the odds of that? Eduardo trying to decide my scent of the day for work should be Cedrat Boisé or Prada L'Homme. That's 2 really good ones. You know what? Most people would probably expect me to say Cedrat Boisé. Go with Prada L'Homme. Get a little soapy iris in your life. Some cardamom and stuff. Provolone. That's my vote. Hype for the game tonight. Center day 40 knots. Trying to hold on to the last warm days of the year. It's pretty mild today. 74 right now. You know, starts off chilly, warms up during the day. It's been nice. It's been some really, really nice weather aside from the rain we got last week. But it's been really nice around here. Killian Roses on ice for Antonio. Spencer's in the house. Dior Homme Parfum. And right side, he's got Gary's Dinfomo, which is the Dior Homme Parfum clone. Not that close from what you said yesterday, Spencer, right? Like in the same vein, similar to, but not quite the same. Oh, and go Rangers. Should continue to be a phenomenal series. So that's because you're in the Dallas area, right? That's why you're saying that? Because you're a Cowboys fan. So I'm assuming you're in that general vicinity since you're hitting me with a go Rangers, which I ain't got nothing against the Rangers, man. Texas teams, you know, deep in the heart of Texas. Even though I don't live in Texas anymore, there's always going to be a piece of my heart in Texas. I love the state of Texas, Texas athletics and sports, the food, the architecture to the housing, everything. Texas is great. We just really wanted to do the beach, man. Florida's great too, you know. But yeah, love Texas, man. Love, always have. Long before I ever lived in Texas, always loved Texas. So I'm good either way. Of course, I would prefer it to be the Astros to win this series, but I won't be heartbroken if the Rangers go to the World Series. That's still a Texas team representing. So I'm good with it. Climatic, good to see you, my man. Hope everyone's doing great. Sin of the day, Diptyque Eau de Menthe. That's really good. That's the one. I don't know how many of you saw that stream I did with Unaverage Joe when he sent me the samples for Diptyque. That was my favorite one. You're reminding me right now. I smell like spearmint gum. Yeah, it's a phenomenal fresh mint, super, super good mint fragrance. I still need to get a bottle of that. You're reminding me of that right now. I deal with so many different fragrances, it's easy to forget. Great to see you, Juan, first and foremost, but thank you. I'm glad you're wearing that. It reminded me I still need to get a bottle. So no topic today, as you guys can see. So we have a topic tomorrow. Actually, I'll show you guys real quick. I didn't set it up yet. I have a 20% off code to share with you guys for it. No, it's not affiliate. No, I don't make any money or anything like that. But the last 5 releases from Tumi. So I now have the entire house because I have the first 2. So this is going to be tomorrow's stream. Kinetic. Y'all always asking me, and they reached out to me again. Atlas. I think it's Continuum. Nope, that's Awakened Distilled. There's Continuum. And then 19 Degree. So we're going to be covering that and revisiting the first 2. We're going to do a full house kind of deep dive discovery tomorrow of all 7. Revisit the first 2 at the end. Start with the newest release and work our way through. So it'll probably be longer than an hour tomorrow, just to give you guys a heads up. Because normally we would do this on Friday, but I was waiting for her to create the code, so I would have a code for you guys in case you wanted to make a purchase. But so we're going to do that stream tomorrow. Boss Bottle Elixir is phenomenal. It definitely is, Raph. Dan, Not the Man, best name on YouTube. Luna Rosa Carbon Prada. Giancarlo, good to see you. Barrett Fragrances in Choku. Is that how you say that? In Choku? I mean, I wanted to tell you that I haven't been here and won't for some time. Fiance and I broke up, so I'm not that much on YouTube. More in the gym. Stay strong, stay safe. Look, man, I'm here for you. That's a great place for you to be. Get better. Work on you. Time heals all, right? So, man, I totally get it. No hard feelings. We'll see you when we see you. I appreciate you popping in to let us know. I don't know if you're hanging out longer than this. You're always welcome here. And go get those gains, man. Go get your mind right, get your body right, get your soul right. Rooting for you. Like I said, you always have a home here, my man. Hope you feel better. Seriously. What's going on, Josh? Mont Blanc Presence. I haven't worn that in so long. It's such a good cinnamon fragrance. It really is good. Initio Must Therapy, most slept on in the line, in my opinion. I think it gets a lot of love, honestly. I've seen some pretty good love for it in the last year. Guys, buy Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. I can't get enough of it. It is really good. It is really good. That's one of those Jeremy recommendations that's in every single video that I guess deserves it. You know, it is really good. It's always been good. Hey guys, sin of the day, Missoni Wave. Speaking of stuff that's really good, what's going on, Fragrance Fraternity? How are you? Yes, it's the retro logo. The Boz has arrived. So, I guess the stream can't start till now, right? Well, we don't start till Boz gets here. Good to see you, Boz. Hope you're doing well, my man. Ani for Native 78. You are the one to beat. I'm putting the marker on you. You're the one to beat, in my opinion. Latafa Badial Oud, honor and glory. I just love it. Well, that's a close second right there, my man. So it's you and Boz are my top two so far, I think. How's everybody doing? Sin of the Night is Halloween Man X. So not Boz, I'm sorry, Native 78, but Boz is wearing Halloween Man X. Mobile Explorer, appreciate you, Ross. Ahmad Ali, I appreciate you. The king of the super chat has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. The only man I know that only makes his presence known in live chats with $10 super chats. It's uncanny. It is uncanny. Well, Candace, how are you, big guy? I appreciate it. Creed, Carmina, Cherry, and Rosie. That's the new one, right? What do you think about it? The bottle looks great. That color, that rich, like rosy, almost like red wine kind of look to the color. The bottle looks great. I haven't looked at scent profile or anything. I've heard it's pretty unisex. It's a women's release that's unisex. So tell me, what do you think about it? I appreciate super chat too. Wow, that's a long ad. I got it playing on YouTube next to it. Jason, good to see you. Bois Imperial. That's a great option right there. Russell, wearing Coach Open Road. Speaking of great fragrances, that is literally right there. I still need to throw it in rotation. That's why it's right there, because I want to wear it soon. I just haven't grabbed it and sprayed it, basically. Whoops, went backwards. Plan on wearing it tomorrow, so don't worry. Just got Rasala by Arabian Oud last week, and this stuff is fire. Got more than 15 compliments just in 1 week. No kidding. Damn. Fabrice, that's impressive. That is freaking impressive. That's a hell of a week. Bet they had you feeling good. Who doesn't like getting told how good they smell or getting asked about their when you're in the fragrances? You're waiting for the opportunity to talk about your fragrance you're wearing, right? So that's awesome. Glad to have you. They're both great. I think they're both really good fragrances. Montblanc, they have some really good stuff. Usually pretty affordable. If you just wait a little bit, they get cheap, even the newest of releases. St. Kitts by Tommy Bahama, solid cheapie. Totally agree. Hey, all, Dior Homme Parfum came in the mail today. Man, this stuff is gorgeous. Will be my sin of the day tomorrow. Donald, I would have been shocked if you would have said anything other than it's amazing. Or gorgeous is the word you used. Because I agree. It's up there. That and Virtus Vanilla Oud, that's 2 of my 5. 2 of the 5 best smelling fragrances ever to me. It's phenomenal. So if you're here for tomorrow's chat, you're going to be the one to beat if you're wearing Dior Homme Parfum. Right now, just one of Spencer's arms, because it's only on one arm, is up there in the running for the guy to beat, So I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's phenomenal. I totally agree. It's one of the best ever. Masterpiece. Original Vetiver tester with cap. Since when did they start doing caps with their testers? Couldn't beat the price on Max Aroma. I'm kind of surprised. With the cap. It's one of the reasons I never buy Creed testers, because they typically don't come with caps. And then you got to go hunting caps down, because I can't stand not having caps in my bottle. Masala by Arabian Oud. Spicebomb Extreme, nice and cozy, working from home. Sauvage EDP, underappreciated at this point. Nobody gives it love anymore. It's still a great fragrance. Every version of Sauvage is a great fragrance. I don't care what anybody says. Cocoa Musk for Fuzzman. Good to see you, Fuzzman. Clinton's in the house. Michael Malone, Terra Nova. Hit the like button. Let them know. Let them know. I decided to go with Mahir Legacy. Been enjoying it. Gotten 3 compliments today. Will you go ahead with your bad self, Manny? Sounds like everybody's getting some compliments here lately. Invictus Legend for Smack. Still the greatest Invictus ever made. There's an argument for that. And it didn't get enough love when it was on the market. Honestly. It's still tied to the DNA. It was more about the bay leaf, the sea salt, and the amber. It was so intense. That's the real Invictus Intense. Has anybody ever had that thought? Like, this is the one they should have named Invictus Intense? Because Invictus Intense, it's boozy Invictus. It's not necessarily intense. It's sweet and boozy because it literally smells like they just added that whiskey oil, but that whiskey note. But yeah, Legend, I would say, is the untitled Invictus Intense. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I can't complain. I hope you're doing well. Cinnade Parfums de Marley Godolphin, beautiful fruity leather. Wood Jasmine by BDK. Have you tried it? Curtis, I have not. I have not. Limited experience with BDK. I've tried Citrus Riviera, Gris Charnel, EDP, and I have Rouge Smoking. It's just those three. That's the. Oh, and I had a decanted Tobacco Rose. So 4 of them. I've tried 4 of them. Kalan, in honor of yesterday's stream with Justin, maybe perhaps. That's my favorite. That was my number 1. For those of you that didn't know. Let's see. Dominique, good to see you. Metal Rain. Wasn't a big fan of this when I got it, but fell in love recently. Sometimes it takes a few wearings. I always use Dylan Blue as an example. I did not like Versace Dylan Blue for the first handful of times I tried it. I did not like it. Now I think it's one of the best blue fragrances that's ever been created. Sometimes it just takes a little bit. Enjoyed the live with Justin yesterday. I'm going to have to revisit Kalan and Pegasus again. Well, it's good to see you, Lee. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Uh-oh, Josh renewed. Uh-oh, he's back in the game, baby. Appreciate you, Josh. Contraferos, PDM Pegasus clone. Hell yeah, go Rangers. There you go. Josh, everything's good, man. Everything's good. It's a good day. Got 2 of my teams playing. I'm going to have a split screen going. I'm going to have the Saints playing on Amazon Prime. Astros and Rangers. They had this big 49-inch widescreen right here. Or I might throw a game. I might have the Saints game running on the plasma and the Astros game on here. Or since it's Prime, I'll probably have the Saints game here, Astros game on the plasma. I mean, I got so many screen options because I got the giant widescreen here. I got my old 27-inch right above it, and then I got the plasma over there. And I could have so much going on at once. It's awesome, but kind of unreal to think how far everything's come at this point. But I get Play-Doh from FOMO, but definitely in the ballpark of the Dior. Okay. Thanks for having me, Boz. Oh, Boz had a stream and you jumped on? I keep Boz. So we're friends on Instagram. Give me a heads up. I'll come swing by. If the timing works out, I'll come swing. I can't make any promises, but I'd love to come pop in one day. If you'll have me, if you want me anyways, or at least come watch in the chat, because I never know when you're live. I've only seen one of your lives where I actually caught that you were live. So yeah, let me know. Not necessarily even to get on screen with you, just so I can, show a little support and chop it up in the chat with everybody. YEDT. Really out here looking like LL Bean catalog, rocking Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Yes, I am. Might build a house and fix a car later. I don't know. Okay, so that's comment of the day right here, guys. Out here, am I really out here looking like an LL Bean catalog? Bleu de Chanel, rocking Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Yes, I am. I love it. That's a great comment. That's a great comment. Randy's in the house. What's going on? Wearing Polo Blue Parfum. I don't think they'll top that. I'm sure they'll do an elixir, but I just don't think it'll top the Parfum. No matter how good it is, I'm sure it'll be good. They've never put out a bad Polo Blue. I don't know how it could be better than Polo Blue Parfum. I just don't. That's probably my favorite Ralph Lauren fragrance overall. It's that good to me. I don't even wear it that, man. I got 2 bottles now. I need to start spraying the damn thing. I've got 150 ml now. Versace Pour-Homme, king of the office, in my opinion, the real king of the office. Wilhelm Parfumery, Faces of Francis. Okay, so y'all are starting to battle with each other on best smelling in the chat now, because I don't know how many other people love this release. I mean, clearly you do with the fire emojis. I think it's one of the best releases of the year. It's still my favorite niche release. It's fantastic. It's so good. And Christian's put out some real heat. And the Wilhelm fragrance, man, it's just so different. It's so different, but so versatile. To have a unique, versatile fragrance like that, it doesn't happen a lot. Kajal did it with Masa, but still, Faces of Francis is better than that. Unreal. Greetings, Randy. Boz Bottled. I love that nickname. Love that nickname. Eric, good to see you. Kind of feel like Prada Ocean EDP is great, but kind of redundant when you smell Luna Rosa Black. Ocean's just less powdery to my nose. That's not an unfair statement. The difference, I would say, is the smokiness, really. the biggest difference. I mean, the powderiness, sure, because yeah, probably Universal Black's much more powdery. But I would say that smoky nuance kind of, they're redundant for situation, but maybe not 100% on scent profile. Maybe 60-70% is the number I would throw on it as far as accuracy to one another. Like they relate clearly, they're in the same line, so they're going to share some similarities. But I get where you're coming from. I'm picking up what you're putting down. You know, Dark Rebel Rider. Oh, I couldn't tell you the last time I sprayed that fragrance. Let's go Rangers. Here we go. I'm gonna get hit with the Rangers stuff left and right this whole chat. Yeah, wasn't his comment great? Looking like an LL Bean catalog. Tumi Awakened Distilled is awesome. Yeah, they randomly reached out to me because I cut off the fragrance group years ago because the rep they had previously didn't like her. We did not get along too well with our last conversation. That was when Bentley from In Silver Lake came out. She had a little bit of an attitude, and I guess I rubbed her the wrong way with the way I responded to her attitude because I did not appreciate it. So I was okay. Best of luck to the rest of the company. I'm good. New rep, complete sweetheart, reached out to me out of the blue. Hit me up. Hey, we got a new one coming. Would you like to check it out? Honestly, I told her I've heard great things about a bunch of the releases. Would y'all be open to me featuring the whole house? And here we go. So I'll be able to feature all 7 because I'm very curious because a lot of you have told me I need to try Continuum mainly. That's the main one I've been hit with over and over. You'd love Continuum. Try Continuum. Don't give up on the house. Try Continuum because Awaken and Unwind they're good, but not like, oh God, this is a great new house. Like they didn't blow me away, which I got those 2 fragrances from them years ago. So I'm very interested to check these out, mainly because you guys have praised a few of these, most notably Continuum. So super excited to see what's what with these. And then Awaken Distilled, there you go. So a flanker 2, which Awaken was the one I preferred to Unwind. No, I think it was Unwind. We'll revisit tomorrow, but I believe it was Unwind was the one I liked more. Deep in the Heart of Texas reminds me of Sheldon Cooper. So I know exactly which the little song he would sing. The stars and stripes, burning bright, deep in the heart of Texas. I remember that episode. I'm a big Bang Theory guy. One of my favorite shows ever. I have the whole series on Blu-ray. Jared's in the house. Big Ross the Boss tuned in from work. We appreciate you, Jared. Guys, we had 120 viewers and 54 likes. We are better than that. This is the best live chat on YouTube. You guys are great. I know you're better than this. You just slipped your mind. I get it. It happens. I forget certain things when I start doing them too. But if you don't mind, real quick, hit that thumbs up for me. Loving Spicebomb EDT today in the UK. It's still, like, in my opinion, there's several flankers that are overall better. Fresh, Infrared, EDP, EDT, Spicebomb Night Vision, EDP. Like, I get it. The majority of them are better, but I have such a profound love and respect for the original scent profile and how it's tied to all of the flankers that if I was to only keep one, it would have to be the original because it's the basis for all of the ones that I seem to like more. But without it, none of them exist. So I'm glad you're wearing it. I'm glad you're enjoying it because I have a huge, profound respect for that fragrance. Love that fragrance. Love the whole line. Always appreciate what you're doing, bringing insight to the fragrance world. I want to get Valentina Born Aroma. Is it a big difference between that and the regular and the intense? So the biggest difference I remember, because it's been a long time since I smelled the original, but I've smelled the intense this year when it came out. And there was an inherent smokiness that I don't recall from the original. It smelled like smoky Invictus Aqua, basically. You would think I would love that and have a bottle right away, right? Which eventually I will. They just restocked it a couple days ago at Fragrance Buy, actually. But, so there's the but. I don't remember what Born in Roma completely smells like because it's been like 2 years and I smelled it one time. So if Randy's still here, which I'm still pretty far behind. I know he's right here, but that's several minutes behind. If Randy's still here, he would be better to answer that. So actually, I see how far behind I am, guys. I'm going to skip ahead. So Randy, if you don't mind weighing in here, I know you would be able to provide much better insight on this question than I would. But thank you for the question. Just unfortunately, I can't. Speaking about Jeremy, you saw that clip where something flew out of it. I did not. It's very seldom I see any Jeremy content. Very, very seldom. Anna, good to see you. Tarathi Blue. So yeah, guys, Carmina is great. So Josh has gotten his nose on it. So guys, I'm going to skip down. I'm going to slowly skip down. So if something important catches my eye, I'll catch it. Like Montrese jumping in. What's going on, Montrese? Favorite version of polo green, blue, and red. I recently tried blue, red parfum, and I do enjoy both, red being the more distinguished. So in my opinion, red EDP is my favorite. I think it's the best one. Before it came out, I was a red intense guy, but I've also never tried extreme. I have a large decant of the original Eau de Toilette. I've never tried Rush and Rush Remix. Rush Remix, and Extreme. That's the three I haven't tried. I have the others. And my favorite's the Eau de Parfum. I have the Parfum, the Intense, and all that. So that's where I'm at on that. With Polo Green, I mean the original. I'm an Polo guy. I grew up with that scent. It's always smelled of money to me. Green and gold. It's money. It's a money scent. Uber masculine. Timeless, I think. Some people call it old man. I think it's one of the goats. There's an argument for that having a Mount Rushmore spot. There's an argument. With blue parfum. I was just talking about it a minute ago. So I'm a big time blue parfum. I haven't tried the original. Infini Absolute's great though. Woody Aventus. You may have seen today's video. I talked about it today. It really is good. It's one of the best collage fragrances I have. I have about a dozen from them now. Maybe right around a dozen. And it's top 3. Like it's up there with Shiaka for like the best of what I have of theirs. It's really, really good. It's top 3 Aventus clone for me. It's up there with which Supremacy Not Only Intense is not quite a clone. It's more of inspired with a twist. And Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. Those two and Infini Absolute. That's my 3 favorites because they're all 3 so different. That's why, because I like the twists. And that one's got a great woodsy twist. So, my man hit me with another $10. It's very rich. A guy can pull it easily. Definitely unisex. It opens up fresh, settles nicely with the cherry note. Today's my first wearing, so still picking up other notes in the background. Well, I appreciate the additional super chat. You definitely didn't have to hit me with another super chat just to answer my question. But I do appreciate the consistent and constant love and support you show for the channel, man. I greatly appreciate you. That's why I call you the king of the super chat. It's uncanny how generous you are with the super chats. And not just for me, it's across all the other channels where you jump in the streams, like you did it yesterday with Justin, for example. I appreciate you, my man. But thanks for weighing in because I like a good cherry note. I have a few that have a really good cherry note. Most notably, the obvious one would be the Guerlain fragrance, L'Homme Ideal EDP, but Memories from the Gate Fragrances doesn't get enough love. It's a cherry tobacco, smoky cherry tobacco. It's phenomenal. And I need winter weather for that one. So I'm not quite to wearing that one yet. It's been a while, but that's phenomenal. Any of you that like cherry but don't want a feminine leaning cherry, the Gate Fragrances Memories. It's phenomenal. But thank you, my man. DDLD is in the house. We have a Joe sighting. Club de Nuit Intense to work and got a compliment. I'm not surprised. But it was from a 70-something-year-old woman who chain smokes all day. I don't think it counts. It counts. I mean, did y'all have any classes together? Got to have the old man joke, right? I'm sure Kyler's laughing if he's here. Good to see you, Joe. Joe's not that old, guys. He's not 70-something. I just like to give him a hard time. If I remember correctly, Joe's in his 40s. And I might be being generous. I might be flattering him right now. But good to see you, Joe. I hope you and Allie are well, my man. I just got to bust your chops a little bit because it's been a little bit since I've talked to you. So it's good to see you. I hope you're well. Hope Allie's doing well. Compliment counts. It counts. Just because you didn't want to sleep with her doesn't mean it doesn't count. Compliment's a compliment. Cool Water Wave. One of the better flankers in the line for sure. So Volcanus with another one. Man, you're killing the game today, man. I appreciate you. $5 super chat. Creed Carmina, double thumbs up. So let me scroll down. Sin of the day. Hugo Boss 1985 from Montrese. I agree. Missing caps on my fragrance bottles drive me crazy. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. At all. That drives me nuts. Like my bottle of Radiant Bergamot. You can see it right. You see the blue bottle right here? right next to it. It has no cap. Every time you guys see it, it's a tester. The Ferrari ones don't have a cap. It drives me nuts. I can't recall. Have you tried the new Bad Boy EDP Extreme? Yes. So if you go look at my live streams, the only one that's just me and Randy, it's got Polo Red Parfum. The bottle's in the thumbnail. That Polo Red Parfum. I think that was the gentleman says, I see son of a bitch in the YouTube chat. Got you, Joe. Because I'm behind on StreamYard, but I'm caught up on YouTube. That's hilarious. I'll get to that in a minute. But it's just me and Randy. He had sent me some decants. This was beginning of the year. That I don't remember it, but in the moment thoughts, that'd be your best bet to see, because I only sprayed it that one time and I don't remember it well enough. And it was literally like 8-9 months ago. It was a long time ago. So definitely reference that. Like I said, it's if you click my live tab on my channel page and just scroll down a little bit till you just see me and Randy in a Polo Red bottle, the bottle you're talking about, and I believe Gentleman's Society and another one, Lacoste L1212 Intense. So that's the 4 bottles that'll be in that. I try to have as best a memory as I can. Second Soul, hoping to hear a bit about Aurum. Well, still waiting on the fillers. That's the downside. I haven't been spraying it. I have this is the final version lab sample from July. So I want to, so the macerated batch is going to have a richness this doesn't have. So these lab samples, they make a small amount. They might make 2 or 3 ounces and put it in several different lab samples. Okay. And then send them to George, or like they'll send George a request. They send them to me and whoever else like maybe a Joey or whoever, whoever George wants to test it for him. So, so it's not the same. They spoil quicker. They're a test batch, very, very small test batch versus a large macerated batch. Big difference. Big difference in richness. So this is ridiculously strong. I can't wait to see what the macerated production bottle is going to smell like. I'll have the 2 ounce and the 4 ounce to show you guys, because for those of you that don't know, the 4 ounce has the plate. The 2 ounce does not have a plate. So there is something for you about Aurum that's not necessarily on the site. The 2 ounce does not have the big plate, which he hasn't done a complete reveal yet, because he wants to wait till the bottles are filled for you guys. Hopefully next week. Trust me, he's not happy about it, guys. He told me last night what was going on with that. So it's funny that you asked. That's a little update that I can give. He's on a plane right now. He might be watching. Hi, George, if you're watching. He's on a plane right now heading overseas. Heading to 38 this weekend. How's the weather? It's great. It's great right now. Now, you're not going to want to get in the water. The water's too cold. Unless you want to go through that shock. And I mean, it's a serious shock, because I got my legs in the water last weekend. That water's cold right now, partner. Aventus Cologne. Great stuff. Kid Cool with $5 super chat. How do you rank and compare bourbon vanilla from Flower City to vanilla oud? So, no, I haven't tried the Sense of Wood one. They're actually pretty different, because you don't get all of the spice and oud in bourbon vanilla. Bourbon vanilla straight up smells like ice cream and then dries into a barrel of bourbon. It's phenomenal. But they're not redundant. They're not redundant to one another. They are both vanillas, but they're wildly different vanillas. Like Justin likes to say, it's like a burnt vanilla with vanilla oud. And I agree with that. It's like roasted with that slight oud funk, a lot of saffron. It's way spicier. There's more complexity with vanilla oud. They're wildly different vanilla fragrances. Not redundant at all, I think. But thank you for the super chat. They're both phenomenal, both worth owning. Absolutely. Indeed. So let me scroll down. Wow, I'm so far behind. I apologize, guys. I get caught up chatting, and next thing you know, I'm freaking far behind. I sure will let you know when I stream next time. Yeah, just message me. Like I said, it's not even necessarily come on screen. Just come show support, say hello, and all that, and check out the stream, see what's going on. You're always here. I want to show the love back, It was a spontaneous stream. No worries, no worries. Like I said, just message me. If time allows it and I can come hang out for a little bit, I will, L'Homme Fort X straight from Nilafar Dunil. Dunil? Is that how you say that? I've never heard of this one. Never heard of this one. By all means, let us know what it's about in the chat. Deep blue. Sadly, they were sold out in my local shop. So you talking about Polo Blue, Deep Blue Parfum? Very much, I've always described it this way. Very much Polo Blue meets Sauvage with Cypress. I've always thought that's the best way to describe it because that's exactly how it smells to me. It's really good. Super mass appealing fragrance. It's as blue gets, even though there's a lot of green note in it, but a lot of blues are full of greens. Weird as that sounds. Flower City's all dry vanilla, boozy woods, vanilla oud, sweet resinous, almost syrupy. That's a good way to look at it too. Zaharoff, the most wanted, my favorite. Good day, everyone. Decided to go with Jimmy Choo Aqua. I wore that a couple of weeks ago. That's good stuff. Speaking of the most wanted, so tomorrow's video, wanted EDPs in there. YSL Myself's in there. I start with those two, and I totally get what everybody's talking about. Because I filmed that video before this live stream. I went and washed all those 7 fragrances off my arms. I'm not spoiling anything. You got to watch the video tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central, like they always come out every day. 7 fragrances, a bunch of new releases. YSL Myself, Wanted EDP, Rocheus Man Intense, and I finally bought Rocheus Man because, I believe it or not, I never had that. So Rocheus Man and Rocheus Man Intense. I got Light Blue Summer Vibes, just added that. Gentleman's Society, added that. And then EDP Intense. I went ahead and grabbed that too. So like the ones I already have experience with, I saved for last, but the ones that were blind, I started with Myself, and then the second one I did was Wanted EDP. So I started with the 2 most polarizing. And I'm not going to say good or bad. You just got to watch the video. So speaking of Zaharoff, only reason I want the Astros to win tonight is for my parlay to hit. I get it. When there's money on the line, you're going to root for your money. You know, I get it. Just trying to spread some laughs and remember that I'm blessed. Well, you definitely spread some laughs with me. That was a great comment earlier. I don't really get it bottled up much. Ross, when are you going to visit California? I've been to California once, and God willing, it'll be the only time, unless something drastically changes over there. Slowly but surely, all the people that I visited when I was there are making their way out of there. About half of them I saw over there. Not really my scene. My stepbrother moved back over there. That's where his mom's side of the family is. He doesn't live in Louisiana anymore. But man, it's its own world in California, man. It's its own world. Not my scene. Not my scene. Visited, this was December 21. Was it December 21? I think it was December 21. It was when I had the big beard. So December 2021, me and George did an event at Door Prestige in Glendale. So Sancho and all those guys, Lawrence Jufro, which is now Law of Fragrance. He changed his name. People like that. We're going to do a little event down there. Looking to have another oud fragrance in my collection. I would dive into something a little more niche because that's not really oud. The Versace, that's some mass appealing stuff, synthetic. So I would say kind of dip your toe a little bit, step up to Mancera because that's still not the most natural oud. Like work your way into it. Don't dive into the deep end with oud. Don't do that. You'll probably regret it. I would say try some Manceras that have oud in the name, the AOUD, Arabian oud. Pick a scent profile that maybe you've heard some great things about. Get a sample. Watch some reviews, read some reviews, look at some note breakdowns, and get a couple of samples and try something Mancera or Montal and dip your toe that way. Because it's not really a one specific one that's a must try. It's really a taste thing where you got to do your own exploration when it comes to stuff with oud. Because what you're talking about right here, wildly different from even going to Mancera and Montal, which again is not the most natural smelling stuff either. But it's a good stepping stone. Like you're at the base, you're in the training wheels right now. The next step, like Montal, Mancera, that's the training wheels come off. And then when you start really getting niche, you're on a unicycle. Does that make sense? You're on a unicycle. You're on one wheel. You got to balance and everything because it's a different world. So look at it that way. You got the training wheels on right now. Not a bad thing. Everybody needs them at some point, right? Because that's a challenging, iffy scenario when we're talking ouds. There's no one right answer. I would say get samples, do a lot of research, do some educated purchases with samples, and start doing some exploring. That's the best advice I can give you for that. I advise you, check them out. Definitely start diving in. There's some great stuff out there, some very wearable, enjoyable, unique stuff. But there's also some stuff that, ooh, that's not for me. Where the hell am I wear this? I don't like this. Nobody's going to like this. You'll come across some stuff like that too. That's fair. It's got a lot of ambroxan in it. You need deep blue bars. Tumi Atlas and Continuum are fire. There you go. Yeah, I haven't tried either. And I've heard Continuum over and over and over. Have Faces of Francis and love it. Wearing Friday. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's my favorite niche release of the year. Night Vision EDT. Hell yeah. I wore that last week. Yeah, it was last week. Trying to find it. Big facts on the best stream. Smash that like button, y'all. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I don't know who said it. I must have skipped it because I skipped down a little ways and it looks like I need to keep skipping, but I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you. Greetings from Lucas Alexander from Germany. Alexander, good to see you. Trey said, do you think of a good daily fragrance that is refillable? I have to say, the little bit I'll give is it started to dry down a little powdery on me, and it got better. The opening is a little, it's not a fragrance counter seller to me in the opening. The orange blossom's different. It's not your typical orange blossom note. I didn't get loads of bergamot like you would think when you look at the note breakdown. It's kind of like this almost musty, tart, orangey smell. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's in the, like, I'm giving too much away here. Because I want you guys to watch the video. It's okay. It's a solid fragrance. I would not advise blind buying that. I literally said in my video, guys, this video is monetized. I'm monetizing my review. I blind buy with purpose. Please don't blind buy. I've talked about Wanted EDP and myself. So please don't blind buy these. Go to Macy's, go to Dillard's, go wherever and spray it. We're talking designer fragrances for the whole video. You can go sample them. Rochus Man's, the two Rochus fragrances are the only ones where I'm not sure if you can sample those at a Dillard's or a Macy's. I don't think you can. Maybe. But the other ones, absolutely. Givenchy, YSL, Zaharoff, stuff like that. Yeah, Dolce & Gabbana. Those are not safe blind buys. I don't think. That's why so many people are getting disappointed. You blind buy those, you're setting yourself up for failure with Wanted EDP and YSL myself. I would say half the time. Because some people are going to love how strange, because they're so different. They really are different. I got to give them the credit for that. They're a little different. Like Wanted EDP doesn't barely smell like Wanted at all. Just Boz. My bad. Took so long. Looking forward to your content. Dan Malik, Dan the man. What's going on, big dog? See, we got Dan, not the man, and this is Dan, the man. That's my guy. What's going on, Dan? How are you? Got tongue twister, Hawas Ice in the mail, which said out for delivery coming from Pensacola earlier. Because the mail came this morning, so I don't know what the hell. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Let me check real quick. Still says arrives today. Hasn't updated. I think it's going to be tomorrow. It was supposed to be today. It was at Pensacola at 8:53 this morning, so whatever. Percival and Fragrance Buy. It's in the mail. Curious what your thoughts are on it. I think the best thing I could recommend is the Watch Me and Justin stream from yesterday. We ranked 7 Parfums Noir fragrances, and Percival was heavily discussed between the two of us. We both had it ranked relatively high. I had it ranked higher than him. It's the ultimate form of fierce is basically how you look at it. If you got to like fierce, if you're going to go for that, it's a great fragrance. ET on Blast Planet Fitness. Hell yeah. All right. So there it is. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Glad I could pop you a little bit, Joe. Good afternoon. Afternoon swim sample. Okay. I haven't tried it yet. I've been debating on getting it. I didn't get it in my last 2 orders. I have pure malt, and I hardly ever wear it. So it's like, why get the clone? You know what I mean? Like I have the real one, and I never wear it. It's great. I just never think to reach for it because I only like real boozy stuff in the winter, in winter is going to be limited over here. Like I was wearing it more when I was in Colorado, but I know it's not going to be much while I'm here. The meat. Yeah, Dan's in the house. I'm not sure what part you're wowing me about, but cool. I'm not sure. Sometimes fragrances are expensive, but they are very, very good. Possibly the best designer release this year has been Infrared EDP. That's my favorite. That was my number one. It's funny that you say that. That is my number one designer release of the year. That's my favorite. Kind of surprised me since the EDT is just okay. I really like the EDT. Then again, I love the spicy stuff along with the sweetness. I really like the EDT, but before the EDP came out, I was torn between Infrared EDT and Night Vision EDP on which I liked more. Infrared EDP is the clear-cut favorite for me. It's my favorite of what's on the market. Spicebomb Fresh is my favorite. I'm glad to finally have a bottle. I had just the Travel Atomizer before. But of what's on the market, Infrared EDP was such a great addition to that line. Wholeheartedly agree. It's awesome. Savage Elixir, you are smelling good, sir. Senator de Naxos Fabino. Hayati Maliki. Going to put on This Is Him. Zadig and Voltaire. Dark Rebel Rider's almost gone. Lasted 9 hours. That's impressive for Barbados. That really is. I'm excited. New release from George. Got the bigger bottle. That's going to be the one that has the big plate on it, which I put a little tease of the B in the last time I posted about it. Sean John 3 a.m. this morning in Burlington for $20. You lucky duck. You lucky duck. I'm glad they're still out in the wild a little bit. It's been a long time since I've smelled the Pour Homme. I've never smelled the red. But it's very much a spicy, aromatic barbershop stuff. Like it's done to death scent, but it's a good one for the price. Cheap. Red's my favorite. Spicy, smells like hot. Got the big bottle coming as well. Ventus figured Zaharoff has not let me down yet. So I just get the big bottle. Was not aware about the plate being on the 4-ounce bottles. Well, there you go. Not everybody was. Not everybody was. Because I don't think it's in the description. That's why I'm bringing it up. Because it's going to be the typical print on the 2-ounce bottles. But the plate's going to be on the 4-ounce. Zaharoff Trios 15 ml pack. Good deal for $130. Or get testers or buy big bottles. It depends. 15 ml goes a long way when you have a sizable collection. 15 mls might be good. That might be the way to go. It depends on the 3. I think that might be the way I would want to go. Yeah, I think that's the way I would want to go with my size collection. I'm not sure what you have going on. If you have a lot of fragrances, not even necessarily what's going on back there, but if you have a size of 30, 40, 50 fragrances even, maybe 15 mls might be the way to go. Unless you just plan on like emptying these bottles pretty quickly. Hell yeah. Has the best opening. Another that has the best mid and finally the best dry down. Best opening? That's tough. I might have to say, like, what comes to mind is Terre de Maison Givray. That opening's so good. It's phenomenal. I'm going to go with Terre de Maison Givray for the opening. Settling into the heart, I would say Second Soul, Justin's creation. Zaharoff and Stay Fresh Productions' Second Soul. That one comes to mind. That's when the tobacco and that smoky, suede, musky smell starts to settle in. A little bit of that booze, rum on the rock smell. I'll go with Second Soul because the opening smells very much like Brass and Soul, and it starts to settle into a very developed, deeper fragrance. Oh, God, Second Soul's so good. Because I could be biased and say even Mystique, but Second Soul's phenomenal too. And then with Dry Down, I might have to go Vanilla Oud. Vertus Vanilla Oud. It's that jam. It's the one. Yeah, Vertus Vanilla Oud for that. All right, so I got to skip ahead, guys. Eric's in the house. I see you, Eric. I'm so far behind, man. Damn. I keep getting so far behind. Fragrance Apologist, I see you, my man. Let me unpin that. I didn't realize how far behind I was, guys. I apologize because I got to skip a lot. Holy shit. That's impressive how far behind I was. So, all right, I'm to the bottom. So I'm going to scroll back up a little bit. So here we go. I'm started. Zonka. Whoa. Brioni Island. I missed something. Lamal Elixir, a fail for Giancarlo. Damn. The only Lamal I love is Le Parfum. Did not care for YSL myself or Coach Green, just okay type of sense. I like Coach Green more than YSL myself. I'll tell you that much. I do. I actually like, I understand. I look at Coach Green for what it is. It's an easygoing, mass appealing fragrance that's marketed for younger guys. It's not necessarily, if it's not a fragrance enthusiast marketed type of thing. That's more the smaller niche brands. So it's not an artistic fragrance, you know. It is what it is, and it's good at what it is. That's how I look at it. Cheers, my frags. Brothers, gosh, I'm so busy at work, I never get to make these anymore, but I still love y'all. We're in Aqua de Parma Colonia Pura. That is my favorite. Excellent choice, Jonathan. Ferragamo Uomo Signature, such a great coffee fragrance for the cold weather with great performance. Nice. It's almost like a little bit of Eros with coffee and leather. The way the sweetness comes across is beautiful. It really is one of the better offerings from them. What the fuck? There's a cologne called Percival. Didn't know. My inspiration was Percy Pringle, aka Paul Bearer. Ooh, no. Yeah, like you didn't know about Parfums de Marly Percival. Come on now. Come on now. That's funny that it's Paul Bearer that you're naming. You have that name after. Between pre-Christmas winter fragrances and no, not really. Outside of Happy Land Home for the holidays and Burberry London, that's the only two that really smell like Christmas time to me, that make me think Christmas when I smell them. Outside of that, they're just winter fragrances. They're just built for the cold kind of thing. Those are the only two that I would say that about. They just smell Christmassy, very holiday spirited. Literally, Home for the Holidays, EJ built it that way. You know, may EJ rest in peace. He did such great work with that. It's still my favorite. It'll always be my favorite. Phenomenal fragrance. Howdy chat. Cineday Prada Rosa Carbon. Excellent choice. Wow. At least you like one of them. Quick question, Ross. Do you have interest in Zaharoff fragrances as a whole? On Average Joe did an awesome live with Raph covering the house not long ago. I know you're a fan of a few. Just curious. I like them. There's more that I want to get into, but it's not like a collector's mentality with them, where I've like tried one or two, and it's like I gotta try a bunch of them. Not like how I feel about Mancera, because that's how I am with Mancera, where I just constantly, I'm gonna need to get that one at some point. I'm gonna get that one at some point. That's one of the few brands that I'm like that with. Shout outs to Average Joe. Shout outs to Raph. But no, that's not really. I have nothing against it. The ones I have, I do very much enjoy, like Mephisto and Acento and 40 Knots. 40 Knots is great, especially Mephisto. Mephisto is my favorite of the three that I have, but I'll get more. Honestly, I want Fiero next. After trying it the other day, speaking of Omas, I was talking to him. He was doing PR for Royal Rumble today. He was texting me while I was at the gym doing legs. So he helped get me through like half of my leg workout. He's wearing Apex EDP today. Shout outs to the Nigerian Giant. We had a good talk. He had some time to kill. Like next thing you know, an hour passed. We were texting back and forth. So shout out to my guy. I'm going to be sending him a package. I'm buying some decants just for him. That man has been crazy generous. Sent me all those niche bottles and shit the other day. And I'm going to hook him up. I need to hook that man up. He's just crazy out of nowhere with what he sent last time. There's one thing to send decants. You sending whole bottles of Penhaligons and stuff like that? Come on now. That's over the top generous. Come on. So I'm going to hook him up. I got to spend a little money and hook that man up. Crazy, man. Just random. It's the moment's never lost on me that just randomly this generation's giant be like, hey man, I'm wearing this today. What you up to? Just might not mean shit to anybody else, but to a lifelong wrestling fan to me, that's pretty cool. So shout outs to Jordan. For those who didn't know that Jordan's his actual name. One of the best barbershop fougères for me is Percival. I love Percival. Such a good one. Yeah, Spencer's on his way because worst case scenario, you can flip it for $50. It's not crazy for what they're going for on eBay, but when you know what they were going for, it's crazy. So when I smell a note or an accord, I tend to almost associate a color with it. Do you ever have a visualization? I do. Sometimes orange, red, blue, green, brown for certain leathers, black for certain leathers, or deep, rich, taric, smoky type of thing. Absolutely. Color associations, very much part of it for me. Not every time, but a lot of the time. Very much so. I'm right there with you. Born in Roma, rock stud noir. It's colder today, might wear second sole. Ross, have you smelled the next rose fragrance? I have. He's only teased it, obviously, if you can't say anything. So we've agreed that it's best to wait till we're getting closer to him doing these releases to really talk about them a lot, because there was a time when we were talking about the rosé flanker, which it's changed a lot from when we were talking about it. The newest rendition, it's continued to change. So it's probably going to be part of his private blend, his private line that he's working on. It's not the first release. It's either going to be the second or the third release for that. So George has a lot in the works. So I really can't say a whole lot based on that now that it's changed a bit, and everything about what's going to be with it, the packaging, everything's changed. Scent profiles developed even more. So, and it's mind-blowingly good. I can't believe Claude was able to rework it and get it even better. And this was a Claude decision. He's like, George, I reworked it. What do you think? Doing some testing. Shout out to Claude's daughter. There was a rendition where that wasn't it, but I understood where she was going with it. And then Claude made another rendition, and it seems like that's the one that George is going to go with. And I agreed. I was like, yeah, this is it. I can't believe you're able to do better than that spicy version from before. But just know that it really built upon rosé, and the resemblance to rosé has become fainter and fainter as the modifications have developed more. And it's mind-blowingly fucking good. Finally got an F-bomb in the stream. You guys will see. When the time comes, it comes down to when George gives me the thumbs up for me to talk about these things I talk about, basically. And what I'm giving is not any kind of spoiler right now, because it's not like you guys didn't know that kind of thing was in the works, because there was a time when it was being discussed. So next year's the plan. I can't give you the season. Next year's the plan for that one. So be on the lookout. Obviously, as we get closer, the more I can say and show, the more I will. Not that I have anything outside of some decants, but you know what I mean. Thanks for asking. Hey, that's up there too. That's definitely one of the best. 100% one of the best. Wort fragrance slightly on the edge, but still safe. Apex, which is a clone of the Blazing Mr. Sam. Are we talking Roger Parfum's Apex? Because I have no idea what fragrance the Blazing Mr. Sam is. But Roger Parfum's Apex, literally, how did I say it to Tomas earlier? Very professional, but something else. How did I say it? Let me go to our conversation real quick. Very professional and smells expensive. That's what I had said. So that's how I feel about Apex. He's wearing the EDP. I think it's a great everyday scent for a professional setting when you really want to step out. You just got to be easy on the sprays. It's very strong. It would be great in a professional setting that it's okay for you to wear something strong. Because, again, you can get away with 2 sprays on that in an office setting. People are going to smell you, and it smells of luxury. It really does. I don't understand a lot of the iffiness when it came to Apex. It's a fantastic release. Both versions. Grapefruit and sage. Good stuff. I haven't worn that one in a little while. Essentia L'Homme Le Parfum, the Le Male Le Parfum clone. That's another one Fragrance World did great. I'm wearing F Le Parfum myself. As you get more popular, these chats will get more busy. It's a good problem to have. I appreciate that. So the downside is, though, I get so behind. You know what I mean? Like, say you would have asked a question, 15 minutes go by, and I haven't gotten to it yet, and you leave. Then I go to feeling bad. It's like, damn, I didn't get to it in a timely manner, So I try to get to everything as quick as I can. We're coming up on the 1 hour mark. We'll hang out for a few more minutes. Nothing pressing. So we'll hang out for a little bit longer. Not a single one. I've been wanting to check out Burning Barbershop. I actually don't have any recommendations. The one I want to check out is Burning Barbershop. I've seen the note breakdown. It looks like something I'd enjoy. There's so much out there to experience, man. It's hell to try everything. Try to get your nose on everything, you know. Also tested Mont Blanc Platinum. I actually loved it. I think it's underrated. I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan. I think it's underappreciated this year. Burberry Touch isn't edgy, but I love it for work. That is a great work fragrance. Familiar with Kieran? You mean Kieran? You spelled it wrong if you meant Kieran. Kieran NYC? Just sent one. Yeah, so you mean Karen NYC. Yeah, I have a Sunday Brunch Nitro Noir, which I haven't worn in a long time. That's so good. That's so good. Red berries, iris, and patchouli. God, it's been so long since I've wore that. I have Pier New York. And just those three. Yeah, it's great. Mona's got a great brand. I've met Mona. Yeah, she's great, and the brand's great. I've been wanting to try Rose Ink. That's one that piques my interest that I haven't gotten around to. Having to get 4 to 5 packages same day, and it blew the doors off Altair, Tuxedo, Ani, Hachivat X, and Ganymede. Damn. Is that one of the ones I tried? It's been over a year. I don't remember from that Aaron Terrence Hughes live stream I did. I don't think that was one of them that I tried. I don't think so. eBay after watching review. Look forward to get my nose on. It's very unique. Very unique for what it is. I think it's the best celebrity fragrance. It's the best celebrity fragrance I've ever smelled. I'll say that. And it's a freaking amazing fire. It puts Dior to shame with its atomizer. It's the best I've ever seen. That's why you're seeing everybody rattle off about it. It's the best I've ever seen. They need to figure out where they manufactured those, and everybody needs to buy those. It's incredible. Yeah, it's an experience. It really is. It makes you want to overspray because it's so satisfying to press it because it's pressure sensitive. It's a long, wide, evenly distributed misted stream. It's great. It really is the greatest atomizer I've ever touched. It's unbelievable. You'll see. You will see. Diaghilev from friend in Serbia is supposed to get here soon. I'm so excited. So that's elegance right there, boss. That's one that's an experience. That's definitely an experience. Jasada Ambassador Intense, thanks to your recommendations. It's great. Don't listen to the trolls. That's a good fragrance. That is a good fragrance, man. The original. It's great. Mango Sauvage. It's amazing. It's amazing. I get Christmas vibes from Moajan. What are some good fragrances with an effervescent quality to them? So Faces of Francis has that because of the aldehydes. Very bright, vibrant, effervescent, fizzy. What's another one? Tonka Cola has kind of that fizziness, the way the spice comes across. Almost like the carbonation for the cherry Coke. I've said that a bunch of times because that's really how it comes. Very fizzy. It's weird the way they pulled that off because it's spice that's doing it. But with the cola accord, that's what makes it smell like that. Tonka Cola is a must-try for something like that. It really gives that effect. What's another one? There's a bunch of them. I get a little bit of a fizziness from Brioni Eau de Parfum Eclat, the clearish white hue bottle, the fresh one, the grapefruit one, with Ambroxan. Let me think. There's several. I'm just trying to remember them. I got several that have that effervescence in the top. There's a few of them where the benzoin kind of does that. I'm trying to think. But that's two right away that come to mind, especially Tonka Cola. It's weird how it works with Tonka Cola. The next comment's talking about Tonka Cola. I'm going to need to try that. That looks just like Tonka Cola, but the note breakdown looks phenomenal. Love Triumphs Over Warren. It sounds like something I would enjoy. It's great. So you got to like a little powdery rose, though, boss. It's rich, warm, a little resinous, spiced. Like I believe clove is the spice that's in there, and it's a powdery rose. Oh, it's so good. Like I said, Christian has killed it with the 3 releases I've gotten for this year of the 5. That it's when he told me this is going to be Argos's fall, he was spot on. He was spot on. One time on a test strip and a blind smelling rate with Andrea, Anthony, and Justin. And I did not give it a favorable review. It was on Andrea's channel. On a test strip, it did not impress. I think I gave it like a 4.5 out of 10. Wasn't on skin. Probably great on my skin. On a test strip, very bland. Did not favor it at all. All right. Let me scroll down. Not yet. It was supposed to get delivered today. I guess it's going to get delivered tomorrow. So we'll see. Excited for that. Yeah, there's a lot going on. George has the next 2.5 years of releases set up. It just comes down to timing. 2.5, 3. He's about 2.5, 3 years out on his releases. Yep. He's always working. A lot of cool shit coming. A lot of cool shit. Ooh. For you, Jazz Club, it's not near as sweet as 1 Million Elixir. Yes, 1 Million Elixir isn't as sweet as 1 Million and 1 Million Lucky, but it's still 1 million. It's not like Royal. Royal mutes the sweetness. Here, it's rose, it's Davana sweetness plus the 1 million bubblegum smell and a thick wood. 1 Million Elixir is phenomenal, but knowing you and how you're kind of iffy with some of these heavily sweet fragrances, I think that's not a safe blind buy for you, Boz. I think Jazz Club would be more of, because even though it's sweet, it's not that kind of sweet. The quality's better on the oils here with the Margiela fragrance. It does smell like a sweet, boozy cocktail with a cigar. Based on what I know about your taste, I think you'd be safer with that one. Obviously, first, before you go blind buying them if you can. But that's my vote based on what I know about your taste. Just my thought process. So I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but I froze, and I see I froze on YouTube. So let's see when it's going to come back. There it is. So I hope y'all still heard me, because I saw the screen freeze and I got the little black screen with the circle on StreamYard for a moment. So I apologize about that. Oh, it's been Halligan's fragrance. Okay, yeah, I've never even heard of it. It's the new hype, Boz. It's the new hype. And it's going to be a, just basic fresh fragrance that's synthetic, that's going to smell good. So you're going to have people losing their shit about it's overhyped, it's too expensive, and then there's going to be people, oh, it's amazing, I get compliments all the time. It's that new fragrance. That's what it is. I haven't even smelled it yet, and I can tell you that's what's going to happen. That's what's already happening. But that's the new Hawas Ice situation. You're going to have the naysayers. You're going to have the people saying they're crazy. The naysayers are going to say the people that love it are crazy. It's going to be all of that, because it's got hype before it ever even released. Oh, okay. See, I thought you were talking about Raja Parfums Apex. That's a good way to look at it, Spencer. That's a great way to look at it. You familiar with Ferragamo Intense Leather? I am indeed. I have it. So it's earthy. It's very earthy, and the violet leaf from the original starts to come out. That of the two, I have 2 of the 3 flankers. I have Intense Leather and Bright Leather. I don't have Spicy Leather. I will at some point. I will have it. It ties to the DNA greatly. It starts to dry down into the original Ferragamo with a soft, earthy tone. It's kind of dirt earthy at the top. It's a little different in the opening. It's not bad, but it's not great. Then the iris comes in a little bit, and the leather accord, so that some of that earthiness calms down a little bit. Like, it's earthy from the start. That's not always the case with something like a Ferragamo fragrance. You don't expect that, but it's actually pretty damn strange in a good way. But go into it with an open mind and no expectation. Just know that there's a chance that it's going to be too polarizing. Because it's like when I smelled it, even knowing the notes and everything, I was not expecting it to smell the way it did. It is very good. I think Bright Leather's better. They're wildly different. But it is the one that ties the closest to the DNA. Like, if you like the original, It's basically an earthy version of the original, kind of how you look at it, like a dirty version, like the actual dirt soil smell, moist soil. Weird, right? You'd be surprised. All the sense in the world, right? I hope you guys can still hear me while it's frozen. Bright leather as well. Yeah, bright leather is good stuff. You smelled any of the Tumi fragrances? And if so, just make sure to check out tomorrow's live stream. We're going to be covered. That's all Tumi fragrances right here. They're right there. Turn it so you can see the logos. There you go. Check out tomorrow's live stream. As you can see, they're all sealed. So we're doing that tomorrow. There you go. Yes, it's weak though, Boz. Just know it's a great gym fragrance. It's a great running errands fragrance. It's a great fresh out the shower. It's 3 hours at best kind of thing on my skin. And I know that's a lot of people. It smells amazing though. Holy God, it smells amazing. It really smells like fresh Boss bottled. It literally smells like an airy, fresh version. Like they didn't change the DNA greatly, just freshened it up a lot. Why am I having drop-offs? It keeps happening, and I see the freezing. I hope you guys can still hear me. So I apologize for that, guys. But it's phenomenal, Boz. It's phenomenal. Just go into it knowing it's a true tonic flanker. Normally the tonic flankers are weak. It's weak. It smells great, though. It smells great. Don't sleep on I Am King. That's a beautiful fruity fragrance. Super fire. Definitely need to try Faces of Francis. Yeah, Tonka Cola, man. I talked about it today in today's shorts video. That's one of the best niche fragrances. I just did a quick 5. 5 of the best, in my opinion. Here you go. Here's why. So I got to skip ahead quite a bit. Wow. Oh, no, definitely not. It's not too sweet for summer days. It's not that sweet. It's more spiced and fruity. A lot of woods. The vanilla's definitely there, but it's got more of a musky sweetness to it as it dries, but it's not heavily sweet. I don't find anyways. For more fruity sweet than anything, but again, not super sweet. Sweet, but not super sweet. Not like some of the designers. Not that kind of sweet. Oh, definitely Triumph of Bacchus. Oh, yeah. Based on what get a sample of Triumph of Bacchus and try that first. Don't get me wrong, Le Mans Elixir is great. It's one of the best designer releases of the year, but Triumph of Bacchus is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. It's my favorite tobacco. It's amazing. I have not. I've only tried Vanilla Oud and what's the other one I have? Chaos and no, that's not the name of it. I'm drawing a blank. It's the blue one. Eau de Cyan. Very believable, bitter saltwater aquatic seaweed kind of fragrance. That's the only 2 I've tried. I have bottles of them. Showstopper. I know what you meant. Portrayal Man. Good to see you, Sven. Thanks for everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Raph, you have a good one? We can hear you. Okay, good. That's usually what happens when it freezes. The audio will still come through because I don't have audio playback. I mute it on YouTube, so there's no echo. So I appreciate the feedback, though. I haven't smelled the women's one, just the men's. 2 fragrances, Royal Forest and Charmer. Cambridge Night's still my favorite. I'm up there with I've worn Riviera more than Cambridge Night, but Cambridge Night's like the GOAT. It's so good. Just blind bought a clone of Santal Royale, which is phenomenal, called Glorious Royal Santal Eau de Parfum. Between rose, peach, and sandalwood, this fragrance is a unique beast. Possibly never. Possibly never again. There's no plan to. We have no reason to. There's nothing to do. We're at the tail end of the project and everything, and there's no plans to do it again. So possibly never. aside from maybe running into each other at events and stuff like that. Possibly never. Seriously. Is there a fragrance you brought? I think you mean bought because of YouTubers and you agree with them. Yeah, a bunch. Virtus Vanilla Oud's one of them because of Justin. There's only certain opinions I really take to heart because I know them personally. It's so much easier to really trust their opinion when you get to know somebody. Obviously, like, for example, with you guys, with me, the best way to get to know my personality more is stuff like this, these live streams where it's not a recorded, subjected video where it's like I have an agenda and I'm following, I want to do this, followed by this fragrance, followed by this fragrance. That's different. Whereas here, it's all just off the cuff chatting. Like, you get to know me and my personality this way and a little bit more insight into my thought process. Whereas if you were to hang out with me, it's kind of the same thing, really, because I'm trying to curse less on these live streams. I got a potty mouth. I curse a lot. But this is me. This is what you would get if you were standing next to me. So these live streams are a good way to get to know people. And the point being that I'm saying this is because then you start to understand my taste a little bit more, and you can understand if it relates to your taste that much more, through just candid conversation and things like that. So usually it's people that I've been around or that I've gotten to know pretty well, that I value their opinion more than others that I don't know that well or at all. So there's a lot. I mean, there's several fragrances I've bought from different recommendations. Hell, I've even bought stuff because of Jeremy in the past. I mean, I have met Jeremy and hung out with him one time, but it's not like we're buddies and like hang out and text and stuff like that. That's not the case. But point being, yeah, there's tons of stuff I've bought over the years. There was a time when I didn't make content and just watch content years and years ago. I've been watching fragrance content for a decade. I've been into this long before there was an internet community for this. I've been into fragrances most of my life. So the one that comes to mind is Blue Fire from Happy Land, but it's not dominant. It's mate, iris, and strawberry, the main notes. It's a little different. Nothing specific comes to mind, though. Versace Dylan Blue. Great stream. I can feel the wrap up happening before it happens. We are pretty much getting to that point, Spencer. You are accurate, sir. You've been around these enough to know. So scroll down a little bit. So, excuse me momentarily, sir. I would like to introduce you to my first release with Zaharoff called Business Over Pleasure. This is no longer available. You can see my logo right there. Myself and George on a playing card. I didn't grab the boxes, but this is a fresh iris ginger scent. And my current fragrance that's on the market is the follow-up called Evening Mystique. This is more of a resinous, herbal, and spicy type of iris. Very smoky. Much more evening appropriate, but can be worn during the day in the cooler weather. But even more sophistication than this one, 25% pure parfum. This is currently available on the market. It's called Evening Mystique. So I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I've actually been a part of I'm the brainchild of both of those fragrances. So I appreciate that. Live chats are always fun. I appreciate that, John. Thank you, man. No, actually. None. Here we go. Power, strength. Yeah. Spins like a crackhead. You got to hit the clap, too. Every time I do a clap, so in my wrap-ups, everybody, I get the spin comment. I thought I was going to get a spin with the clap. So, all four versions are great. I'm assuming you're talking about the newest one. The newest one, I get a little bit of that smokiness from the Olibanum. It smells like a fresher Diorum 2020 plus a smoky nuance. So very woodsy, The LME doesn't really jump out at me heavily. I don't get the creamy resin smell, but I get the woods, I get citrus, and I get a little bit of smokiness. Very good, very versatile, super, super versatile. Shout outs to Chad. Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff because of Chad. He's been doing this for a long time. Yes, he has. The old bald bastard. Oh, Jesus. Thanks, great stream. Yeah, we're about to wrap it up. I'm trying to get to the bottom so we can wrap it up. Wore Evening Mystique yesterday. Yes, you did, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you, my man. No, I didn't know they have a new one. I'm not surprised. He puts out so many fragrances between Menser and Montal. He puts a lot of stuff out. Is that who we're playing tonight? I think that is who we're playing tonight. Yeah, and then you got the Astros and the Texans playing. I mean, Rangers playing. So, Bobble's like a bobblehead. There you go. I know Boz is such a Jeremy fan. So we're actually at the bottom, and I highly doubt you'll see that. The three of us aren't friends, so I'm open to things. A real conversation goes a long way, but never say never. But I don't foresee that happening anytime in the near future or the far future, probably. Shout outs to both of them. Wish them both tons of success. But like I said, we're not friends, none of us. So, more power to them and their content and their journeys and all that stuff. It's highly unlikely, I think, is what we'll say here. No shade, no bullshit or nothing like that. Just is what it is. I just don't foresee it happening, my man. They definitely keep their circle small, and I keep mine small as well. So, and we're not in each other's circles. So the sex bomb thing, Michelle started that with Spicebomb Extreme. Great stream. I appreciate you, my man. Yeah, let me know. Let me know. We're about to shut it down right now. We'll jump in next time. Use your link when buying. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. And on that note, we'll go ahead and shut it down. I appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. Volcanus, king of the super chat, my man. Josh, welcome back to the channel membership. And who's Dallas? So Chaos Fragrances. That's who he's talking about. The young fella, skinny guy. He's been around for 6 years now, 5, 6 years, something like that. He's been doing content for quite a while. Good kid. I say kid. He's in his early 20s now. We used to be friendly. We don't talk anymore. We lost touch. So, but yeah, like I was saying, Michelle better send you a bottle of her fragrance. I don't know about all that. She doesn't have to. She doesn't need to feel obligated, They were sent to her, but it does not need to be reciprocated back. If she does, I'll definitely be open to it. Very curious what she came up with. I'll try it at some point, no matter what, because I'm very curious what she came up with. I'm rooting for Michelle, So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Make sure to check out today's video if you haven't yet. Tomorrow, Fragrance Haul from Fragrance Buy. A lot of new releases from this year. Some polarizing stuff, guys. I totally get where some people were coming from, and I have some critiques. So definitely check out tomorrow's video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one.